All right, we're here with the head coach of the Jacksonville Indians, Coach Jason Holman. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Well, let's talk about last season. Obviously, not the year that the Indians wanted an 0-10 year. How do you kind of put that season away last year and move forward coming into this season?
Well, it starts in the off season, back in really for us in November, and we had a great off season this past spring. The kids worked very very hard. We put together some uh, core values and things that we had to focus on, and really put an emphasis on that. And we went through what we call our Indian Maker boot camp style thing, and the kids attacked that and accomplished that, um, and then it leads on into the summer and being able to be involved in summer workouts and things of that nature. Had some coaching changes along with that, so we're excited about the upcoming season.
Well, and let's talk about the district realignment. You were in 4A the past couple of seasons and now moved back up to the 5A classification and dropped into a really tough district top to bottom. Just
Sure.
speak on the district and what you think about the teams in it.
Well, we were coming from a tough district from 4A Division Two with obviously with Chapel Hill, Kilgore, Lindale, who's either been in the semis or quarterfinals or the state championship game. So that's not all that unfamiliar to us. I think the biggest challenge with the new 5A district is, we're kind of bottom of the barrel in terms of enrollment numbers comparatively. So there's going to be there's that issue. Our numbers are not as high as, the White Houses and the Texas Highs and who we're playing. So that's going to be a challenge for us. We've got some kids for us that are going to have to be involved in both sides of the football, and compete at a high level. So we've got to be able to overcome that. We've got to be tough. We've got to be physical. Um, and obviously we've got to step up to the challenge of the district because it is a very, very good district, well-rounded, and you can't take a week off.
And I'm curious to know, obviously, as you know, Jacksonville has a rich tradition in football. And what is the plan and how do you get back to that tradition with the kind of the struggles that Jacksonville has had recently?
Yeah, it takes some time. It's been a while since Jacksonville has experienced, the success that they had in the late '90s and early 2000s, and for us, it's a culture shift that we've really been focusing on, not only with our kids but with our community. And football in this day and age, just it takes a total commitment to what you're doing to really really be successful. It takes time. It takes practice. I mean, you have to practice regularly to be any good at football. You get one event a week, unlike some other sports where you play twice a week. Where if you don't know what's going on, I mean, you're just not putting yourself in a position to be successful. So, yeah, kind of resetting the button on the culture of our program and teaching our kids the type of commitment that they've got to make in order to be successful to our program.
And let's talk about this upcoming season. The expectations. What are your thoughts on the season coming up, and what do you want to see out of the team this year?
Well, I'm excited about this bunch. This senior bunch for me, I've been with for 3 years now. So obviously, we've got a very good rapport with them, and they know what we expect and how and what we're going to ask of them. And we're expecting a lot of leadership out of this senior bunch. They're the ones that need to pave the way for the underclassmen. Um, we've talked a lot about practice expectations, being a player led team as opposed to a coach fed team. Um, Upholding the standards of our program, doing that as a player. Don't wait on a coach to correct it. If you see it as a player, you correct it. And there's ways to do that can be can be done in a positive light, but really putting a lot on our kids to take ownership in our program, be accountable for not only themselves but also their teammates, and just upholding to that standard. Because at the end of the day, when things get tough in a football game, you're going to sink to the level of the standard that you train at. So we want to set that bar high so that when we do face adversity, then we don't sink below that.
And do you think that maybe having a player-led team where, like you said, the players kind of discipline themselves and the coaches don't have to get involved as much, to me anyway, and maybe you agree, does that maybe bring a team closer because then the players are kind of governing themselves and they're not having to involve the coaches and that can also bring a team tighter together. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And it makes all the difference in the world when kids are willing to speak up when they see something that's again not in line with the standards that we set forth. And I mean, there's only X amount of coaches and there's far more players. So when we can get them policing one another, not only in the locker room but on the field, in practice, and just showing the underclassmen how important it is to uphold those standards, then you've got something going with your kids. Otherwise, if you there's no saying in coaching, you're either coaching it or you're letting it happen. And it's very similar with a player. I mean, if you're observing it and it's not right and you're not at least speaking up, then in essence you're allowing that to happen. And you got to have enough ownership and love for your teammates that you're willing to step up and speak when things aren't right. And when you can get them to that point, then it can dynamically change the whole culture of your program.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us this morning. Best of luck to the Indians this year, and we will talk to you throughout the season.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it. Thanks.
All right, thanks.